Here we go. Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday morning Pilates. Shoulders up out of your ears. Inhales, and then exhale to relax. Just a few more times. Beautiful. One more time. Shoulders up, back, and down. Let's bring your fingertips to your rib cage. Line your feet up in parallel. They can be touching or hip distance apart if that's more comfortable for you. Deep breath in through your nose. On the exhale, pull the ribs down towards your hips and together, right? So nice awareness here between your ribs and your hips, shoulders out of your ears, elongate through the top back side of your head, abs drawn in, left toes forward. Excuse me. We're going to bend that right knee and slide the left toes forward and up and forward and up and forward and up. As always, working that right quad, working that right glute, or more. Last two and last one. Bring your feet parallel, and now we're going to step that foot out to the side. All the work is on your right side. Those left toes are just tapping. No real weight on those left toes. Chest is up. Try not to hinge forward too much. Beautiful. Now come back and bisect that angle. So you're not in front, you're not to the side. You're about halfway between with the toes pointed out. In the knee, tap out to 130 or 1030, I guess it is. Good. And again, feeling that right glute, that right quad, maybe a little in that right hamstring. Beautiful. Stand up, and now we're going to go to the back, and your body will tip forward a little bit. Try and get that left leg stick straight as you step back with no weight on those toes, and back, barely tapping those toes on the ground, all the weight staying on that right leg. Very nice. And now again, we're going to bisect the side and the back, so we're on an angle. And again, you can turn those toes out a little bit. You can turn them in if you wanted to, but let's leave them out for now if that's comfortable for you. Deep breath in, and then you tap out and up and out and up. Beautiful. I hope you are feeling this, especially in that right glute. Good. Two more. And relax. Woo, we are not curtsying today because I think that was enough. All right, weight on your left leg now. Right toes are in front. Bend that left knee, let those right toes slide forward and stand up. And again, we're not really putting weight on that right leg. When you stand up, if you want to tap those toes and put a little weight on there, that's fine. But for the most part, you're keeping all your weight on that left quad and that left glute. Beautiful. And now we're going to go straight to the side and up, side and up. Again, feeling that left glute, left quadricep, getting plenty of work here. Two more. Very nice. And now again, we're going to bisect that angle between the front and the side. Toes are turned out. We sit down into it and slide up. And sit and up. Good. Very nice. Beautiful. All right, we are headed to the back. All your weight on that left leg. Right leg as straight as you can get it as you step back. Very little weight on that. I realize you're going to tip forward a little bit. Not a big deal, but just try and stay elongated in the body. From your head to your toe, one long straight line if possible. And again, try not to put much weight on that right leg. Nice. And now we're going to bisect that angle. So we're going back to that midpoint on the clock between 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, I believe, for you. Very nice. Last two. And last one. Standing up. I hope you felt that in your legs. We're going to head down to the ground. So we'll start in a lying down position, and we're going to give those legs a little stretch right off the bat. So we're going to widen our stance. Feet are as wide or wider than your mat or towel, whatever you have. Shoulders relaxed. Drop your right leg to the right. Drop your left knee in, and feel a nice stretch on the front of your left thigh, hip flexor, maybe a little on your low back. Why don't you play with tucking your hip under? That should increase the hip flexor stretch and lengthen out your spine, and then tip your hip back a little bit, and then tuck and tip, and one more time, tuck, and then come to neutral. And we're going to bring those legs up and go the other way. So right leg drops in, left leg drops open. Feel that stretch on the front of the right thigh, left on the right low back, and the glute. And then tuck your hip under a little bit. Feel that increase the stretch in your right hip flexor. And stick your booty out and feel that arch in your spine. And then tuck and tip and tuck and tip and find your neutral and come back through center. One leg in each hand. Just give yourself a nice little stretch here. Maybe let those legs rock side to side. Pull the right knee in a little more as you rock to the right. Come over to the left, pull the left knee in a little more. So just alternating side to side. Beautiful. Feet on the ground. We'll start with our traditional ab prep exercise. Hands on your thighs. Deep breath in. On the exhale, bring your ribs towards your hips to close that gap. And then bring your arms up. They can go right above you. They could go out into goalpost arms. They could go over your head for a little extra challenge. And then we're going to exhale and come down. Deep breath in. Exhale to lift. Inhale to reach. And exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Arms, do something if you want. You don't have to do that. That's just an add-on. So you're exhaling as you're moving down and up. And you're pausing at the top and the bottom for an inhale. Last time, stay up. Bring your hands gently behind your head. Interlace your fingers. Nod your head down to your chest to stretch out the back of the neck. And then open those elbows wide. Give yourself some support on that head and stack your legs in tabletop for me, please. And then if it's okay with you, bring your arms by your side. Reach your right arm and then your left arm, and then squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. And we're going to pump. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 100. Options with your legs. They can be straight up. They can stay in tabletop, of course. They can be out on an angle, or you can inhale to bend and exhale to extend. So inhaling and exhaling, 5 counts. Again, your choice where you want those legs to be. Back of the neck is long. If it's bothering you, bring it down. Be tight with those arms. Keep those shoulder blades engaged. Almost there. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, legs in, and then send them out to tabletop. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift yourself up. Point the left toes up in the air. Right arm up in the air. And then lengthen the right arm and the left toes as far away from each other as you can, but keep the right knee stacked. Tabletop. Inhale, center, and exhale, reach. So our single leg stretch. And again, you can certainly support your head as needed. You can support your head and alternate your arm or your arm and your leg, just alternate arms supporting, or again, it can be completely down. And then hug those knees in. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Lift yourself up, 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 up towards your knees. Stack your legs tabletop. Send those knees above your hips. Inhale, extend your arms overhead, legs out, abs in control. Exhale, bend those knees. Sorry, cramping my foot. Bring everything here. Inhale to reach, and exhale to bend and tap. And inhale, reach, and exhale, tap. And reach and tap. Your head, neck, and shoulders are staying up throughout or down throughout. You just don't want them coming up and down. And reach and tap. And then hug those knees in. Again, let those hips rock side to side. Legs extend straight up. Reach for the back of your right calf. And rather than simply bring the knee to you or the leg to you, lift yourself up. Roll your shoulders out of your ears and squeeze those shoulder blades together as you widen your elbows. Left leg goes forward slightly, but really emphasize the right leg getting close to you. Deep breath in. Exhale, switch it up. Just feel the stretch for now. Left leg close, elbows wide, shoulders engaged, right toes reaching, and then we'll turn that into the scissors. Deep breath in and exhale, switch and switch. Inhale when you switch, exhale to bring that leg in. If you want to do 2 pulses, certainly feel free. If you're more comfortable just pulling it in on that exhale, that's fine. And of course, as always, you can do this lying down. Beautiful. Bend your left knee, put it on the ground. Right leg straight up in the air, and everything in your torso just lying on the ground. Bend your elbows for me. Put your peace sign fingers of each hand on your hips. Give me a good strong point of those right toes. Pull the ribs in, and on an inhale, start tracing a circle for me in one direction. When you get to the top, reverse your direction. So you get inhale down and around, and exhale back up. Inhale down and around, and exhale up. So making beautiful leg circles. The point of these is to keep your hips quiet. So imagine that you had a dot of paint on the back of your hips. You don't want it smearing. You could straighten out your left leg and flex through that heel. But notice if your right leg then suddenly goes forward, that will put a lot of strain on that hip flexor. So let's keep that leg above us. And then you decide what size you want those circles to be. Beautiful. Bend that right knee, place the foot on the ground, left leg comes straight up, and start your leg circles on that left side, please. Pointing those toes down and around, inhaling to start, exhaling to finish. Nod that forehead, or excuse me, nod that head yes, to lengthen out the back of the neck. Beautiful. And slightly bigger circles if you can. Feel free to straighten out that right leg on the ground if that works for you. And relax. Bend that left knee. Bring the right leg up to meet it and extend both legs up in the air. Fingers to the sky, shoulders pressed back and down. And then we're going to open those arms into a T with the palms up. We're going to start with just a little side to side, like a pendulum with your feet. You can let the opposite hip lift up, and I realize you'll be using your arms a little bit to press down to bring those legs back up. Not a big deal at this point. And now we're going to change this a bit. So let your legs go to the left, and then circle them over your head and bring them to the right. Meet back at center, and then go to the right with an inhale, top of the circle. On the exhale, come to your left. What you can start to do is keep the opposite hip down for a smaller corkscrew, or for more challenge, bring that opposite hip up in the air. And then finally, if you want to do the full corkscrew, you have to promise me that you don't have high blood pressure, detached retina, osteoporosis, thyroid disease, vertigo, or pregnancy. If you have none of those, then the big corkscrew is to go over to your left, up over your head, down and around, and then reverse to your right, up over your head, down and around. So you can see that puts some pressure on your cervical vertebra and on your neck where your carotid artery is. So that's why I'm asking you to be cautious if you have any of those issues. And we are coming back to center and stacking those legs tabletop, ribs towards your hips, fingers to the sky, engage your shoulder blades, squeeze them together, and then lower your hands so they hover above your hips. Toe touch option, single leg toe touch, making sure as your leg moves away from your body and opens up that angle at your hips that your low back isn't lifting up at all. Option to make it a heel tap. Therefore, you have to go a little farther, but it's a little bit nicer on your knees. Or option to squeeze your knees together and lower both legs at the same time, abs staying in, ribs staying flat. Option to go into that heel tap. An option to go into a froggy position, which puts a little extra resistance on this. Notice if your neck started to lift up or arch, tuck that chin, back of the neck is long. So you got lots of options here. Last two. On the last one, hug your knees in and then put your feet flat on the ground for me. Walk your feet a little bit forward, shoulders out of your ears, hands by your sides. Deep breath in, exhale, tuck your hips under and then tip them out the other way. So just a little small movement in your pelvis and your sacral area, tucking and tipping. Your hip bones will be moving forward and back. And then go halfway, so you're not arched, but you're not tucked. Place those hands on the ground. Keep your shoulder blades engaged with the ground. Use those glutes, squeeze to lift, then bring that right leg up in the air, extend it straight up. And then we're gonna bring those right, or both fingertips up to the sky, but press the shoulders down. You're gonna lower that right leg, bring it back up, lift an inch higher. Lower, lift, squeeze up. Now, options are to point and flex or flex and point. Doesn't matter to me. You can skip that. You can do one or the other the whole time. Last time, squeeze it up, hold, 4, 3, 2. Right knee in, place it next to the left one. We'll take a pause, bring those hips down, tuck, tip, tuck, and tip, and then find your neutral, abs drawn in, lift it up, hands come up in the air, left knee up and in, extend it up in the air, lower it, lift it, and press up. So lower and lift and press, and again, option to point or flex or alternate or keep one the whole time. Should feel this in your right glute and right hamstring. And one more, lift it up, press to the sky, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that down, and let's give those legs a hug, one in each hand, left foot on the ground, bring that right knee in nice and close to your shoulder, extend it out to the right, flex through that heel, feel that hamstring stretch, maybe bring it a little closer, point the toe, bring it back to the midline of your body, slide your hands up towards the ankle, lift yourself halfway up, and then bring that leg down. Left knee comes in and up and over to your left shoulder, please. Extend it out to the left, flex through that heel, and then point the toe, bring it back to center. Climb up that leg, point that toe, and then bring your knees in and your hands go to your ankles. We're gonna open that up to that froggy position. We're gonna bring our hands in through that diamond shape and then grab the outsides of our ankles. We're gonna lift our heads up. If you have low back issues or osteoporosis, you are welcome to create a small little rocking motion here by pulling your belly button in. If you don't, you could go for a little more challenge, rocking by pulling your abs in, keeping those ribs and hips close together. You might be able to come up and hold for a second. If you can do that, you get to stay at the top and clap your flippers together 3 times because this is the seal exercise. And you might be barking, or you might not. But you don't have to unmute yourselves for that. I have big. Last 2 and last 1, come up, find your balance, and bring those knees together. Legs are still off the ground for now. Shoulders out of your ears. Grab your right ankle or calf, whatever you can grab, and straighten out that right leg. Up and over to the right, so not right in front of you. But if you rounded down, then instead grab lower on your leg and bring yourself a little higher. And then your challenge is to do the same with the left leg, shoulders out of your ears. So open leg balance, back of the neck is long. If you want to turn this into open leg rocker before you go, I see that, crazy people. You're not going onto your head. You're pulling your belly button in. You are controlling the movement on the way down. You are You're controlling the movement, and maybe your instructor isn't, on the way up. So you exhale to roll down, and you inhale to roll up. So you exhale, roll, inhale, up. Exhale, roll, inhale, up. Couple more here. Exhale, roll with control, please, not onto your head. Last time when you come up, try and stick that balance. Maybe walk your hands a little higher. Shoulders out of your ears, and then bend your knees. Keep hold of your legs, extend your legs out in front of you and come with them for your spine stretch. Your arms might, or excuse me, your legs might or might not straighten, just depending on your flexibility. If they do straighten, then you reach for whatever you can. No worries if it's not your feet. It can be your ankles, it might be your calves or your hamstrings. Notice if you've rounded, you want to try and stay extended, back of the neck is long. Head nods, yes. And then we'll bring those arms up, and we will sit tall for just a moment. Bring those arms out to the side, flex those toes back towards your face. Make sure you're on your sit bones, so your glutes are out of the way. You can rock and roll if you want. Take your left hand, twist it in front of you, stay elongated in your spine, twist it over your right foot. Reach with your left arm. And that might be all you do, especially if you rock back, sit forward. If you want to go for the stall, you're going to bring that left hand towards the outside of your right foot. And you're going to keep reaching backwards with that right hand. And we inhale back to center. We exhale, twist, right arm towards the left. Grow tall, left arm reaches back. And then reach that right arm on the outside of that left leg. And inhale, tall. We're going to take an extra breath for the stall today. So we're going to exhale, twist. We're going to inhale, hinge. And we're going to exhale, reach. And then we'll inhale to sit tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, deeper. And inhale, up. So just keep that going for me, please. Beautiful. Come back to center. Bring your feet together for me, please. And then, again, recalibrate. Pull those glutes out from under you. Sit tall. Bring your big toes to touch. So as we go into our seated twist today, every time we come back to center, you want to check those feet. If they have moved apart, that means you moved your hip back. So we want the hips to stay stable. and get our upper body to twist. So think about lifting up out of your hip flexors, grow tall through the back of your head, arms extended, twist to the right, twist a little farther, twist a little farther, inhale back to center and check your big toes. To the left, and inhale center. To the right, inhale center left, bend your right elbow this time, push, 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 check your toes, left, one more each way, and relax. All right, spin over onto your side facing knee, please. Arm right underneath your ear, long line in your spine. Lift that waistline off the ground for me, please. And when you look down, you should barely be able to see your tippy toes, abs drawn in. Lift that top leg on an inhale, pointing, and exhale, flex, and bring it down. So take your time with these. Imagine that you're pressing through Jell-O both on the way up and then again on the way down. Beautiful. This time, hold that top leg up and bring the bottom leg up to meet it and then come down. So we inhale up, up, pause, and exhale down. Up, up, pause, exhale down. Now leave the legs down, glue them together. We're going to change our breathing. So exhale, both legs lift, and inhale down. Exhale, lift, so keeping the waistline up and down. And then we're going to add the upper body by bringing the hand in front, and we lift and come down. So both ends of the body coming up, elbow off the ground if possible, of that bottom arm. Good, 2 more. Lift and down on this last one. Lift and hold, top arm up if you can. Can you bring it over your head? Stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, and relax. All right, as long as we're over on this side, we're gonna prop ourselves up on that elbow. We're going to be doing side planks, so you know your options are to have your knees tucked, to have a wide straddle, or stack your feet, or you can do a close straddle too. But let's protect this shoulder by pushing it back, lifting up out of it, and then engaging those lats. When you are ready, come up into your side plank, try and push your booty forward and open your chest backwards. We're sometimes in this L shape. And then from there, we're going to arch a little higher, come back through center, we're going to dip the hip and lift it. And then we're going to rotate under if that's okay with you and come back to center. We're going to arch again, center, dip, lift, and rotate under. And then 4 times we're arching, center, dip, lift, rotate, and last time, and rotate and come down. All right, we will do that on the other side. So I want you to remember what elbow is down, what side you're on, but we're going over onto our abdominals first. All right, big toes are touching, toenail side of your foot on the ground. Bring your heels together to engage that lower body. And then just gently press your upper body up a little bit. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, hover your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Give me an inhale, and then exhale, reach your arms forward. Inhale, pull back. Check that your feet are still on the ground. Toes are still pushing into the mat. You inhale as you pull back, breaststroke. Exhale, dive forward. Heels together. Last 2. And relax. We're just going to bend those knees and windshield wiper side to side. From there, we're going to prop ourselves up on our elbows. Palms are away from each other. We're not tripoding here. Shoulders out of your ears. Lift your collarbone, nod your head, yes. Feel an arch from your low back, but imagine that you're pulling a string forward at your chest so you get a little arch in between your shoulder blades also. Then nod your head, yes. And now I want you to pull your collarbone back, pull your abs back. Option 1, bend your knees and point your toes up in the air, but don't let your booty stick out. Option 2, tuck your toes, hover your knees, Option 3, straighten out your legs. We're in that beautiful plank position. Back of the neck is long, shoulders are broad, ribs are pulled in, abs are pulled in, booty is tucked under, thighs are lifted. Be strong here, please. We're just going to do 40 seconds today, so you're halfway. Back of the neck is long, head in line with your spine, hands apart, feet together if possible. Come down. Oops, I think you got bonus there. Sorry about that. And press your hips back. Let them sit on your heels if that's okay with you. Hands by your sides, or make this and tuck them between your calf and hamstring. And then we'll press up. And now we're going over to the other side. So we're going to reverse our order. We're going to start in that side plank. Okay? So your elbow is underneath you, shoulders back, lats are engaged, a lot of space between your ear and shoulder, and then come up in your side plank. First thing you want to do is tuck your hips forward and open your chest backwards. And then we'll go into that arch, center, dip, lift, and rotate, and center. Arch, center, dip, lift, and rotate. Arch, center, dip, lift, rotate. One more. Beautiful. All the way down. Elongate that arm underneath your ear. Lift that waistline. Extend those legs so you can't really see those toes. Pull your belly button in. Deep breath in. Lift that top leg and exhale to flex down. So point to lift and exhale down. Beautiful. Leave that top leg up this time, and the bottom leg will tap to meet, and then they come down. So it's inhale, up, up, pause, and exhale down. Up, up, pause, exhale down. Up, up, pause, exhale down. One more, up, up, pause, and exhale down. Squeeze those legs together. Waistline lifted. Exhale, both legs lift together. We hold at the top, and then inhale down. And exhale, lift, and inhale down. Exhale, lift, inhale down. Exhale, lift, inhale down. Add the upper body by that bottom arm coming out, elbow lifts, and down. And we reach to lift and come down. And reach to lift and come down. Last time, lift it up, hold it there, up arm, up and over, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're back over onto our abs again. This time, forehead rests on your hands, belly button pulled in, bring those legs together. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pull your belly button in, lift your thighs off the ground if you can, and give me flutter kicks. Squeeze those glutes, work that backside of your body. And relax. Windshield wiper those legs if that would feel good. And then we're going to put those breaststroke arms together with that flutter kick. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Lengthen out your legs. Deep breath in. Exhale, belly button to spine. Legs come up. Body comes up. Inhale at the top. And then exhale back forward. And when you're ready, you just start those legs kicking. Keep that going. And relax. And we will press back one more time into our shell stretch. Very much like a child's pose or a prayer pose from yoga. And then as you come forward, hands and knees, I want you to take a big step forward with your left hand and a big step forward with your right knee. So you're staggered. And then all I want you to do is start shifting your weight forward and back. I'm not moving, I'm not making my hips go down and up, but they are going to go down and up. They're probably also going to rotate out to the side a little bit. Just mobility in those hips. Good. Come back to center, left hand back, right knee back, right hand forward, left knee forward. Same thing, just shifting that weight forward and back and just noticing what happens in the hips. And you may notice that one hip is a little more off to the side than the other. No big deal. We are sometimes asymmetrical. You just don't want to build on continuing to strengthen the strong muscles and lengthen the long muscles. You want balance as much as possible. And then again, hands and knees back through center, shoulders out of your ears. Give me a little kitty cat and then a cow. And then find halfway by pulling your abs in, keep the tailbone lengthened, still a little arch in your spine. Walk those left fingers forward, walk those right toes back. First option, just lift your arm. Then bring that down. Second option, lift your leg just to hip height and bring that down. Third option, of course, is to do both. Shoulders out of your ears. If you want, you can open and close. So my right leg goes to the right and my left arm goes to the left. And then we come down, everything together. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Neutral spine, abs drawn in, ribs drawn in, tailbone neutral. Shoulders out of your ears. Walk those right hands forward, up by your ear, and bring it down. Left leg can extend. And of course, you can add and put both there, and you can open and close if you want. Don't have to. You can also do a tap down and a lift up. Or you can just hold. And then everything down. Woo, round into that cat stretch, open into that cow, and then spin yourself around to a seated position, please. All right. Feet are on the ground, shoulders back and down, big toes together. We're just going to go into our roll downs and add a twist here today. So arms in front. We'll do a couple roll downs first so you always have that option. Exhale, hinge back, and then on the inhale, tuck your ribs towards your hips. And you can stay with that. You could open your arms into a T or your goalpost or up over your head. You guys know those are lots of options. Exhale, come back up, inhale at the top. Exhale to go back, something with your arms if you want. Exhale, back up. Or you can come back, open your arms, give me a twist in one direction. Exhale, back up, inhale, sit tall. Exhale, hinge on the inhale, reach and twist the other way. Exhale up. You do not have to add that twist if you feel like that's not working for your body. But do be aware, if you do add the twist, try and keep your knees centered. So you're not knees to the opposite direction. And then even more important, keep the spine elongated in neutral. You don't want to crunch it and then twist on it. Good. Couple more there, please. Beautiful. Back through center. If you're even, stay there. All right. Then you're going to turn to face front. Left knee is in front, right knee is off to the side. It's real easy to dump your body into this. So lift that left glute out from under you so you're sitting taller. All right, we'll start mean, and then we'll get nice. Arms out to the side, and then bring them into a V for me. You're going to start to go over to your left side, but I don't want you to go so far that you tip over, nor lift that right leg. Keep the arms straight, and by the way, you don't get to do just arms over, and then come back up. So body is a unit. If it's more challenge, or if you want more challenge, those arms stay in candlestick and come over to the side and then back up. So you choose, the arms are farther apart, that'll be a little easier. A V will be a little easier. A T would be even easier, but I don't think it's an easy exercise. You should feel this on that right outer hip as well as your obliques. Very nice. This time when you go over, put that bottom hand down. Oh, nice stretch. Let's open to the back of the room. And let's close that hand and bring it down, tuck the hips under. And then lift it right back up again and press up. Other side, so switch your legs around for me. Right leg in front, left leg behind. Pull that glute out from under you. Arms out, maybe in a V if you can, and then they tip to one side and back up. And keep in mind that your sides, again, just like we talked about earlier about the asymmetries, you may feel like it's way easier to one side. You might be able to go farther on one side than the other. And again, hands together, candlestick would be a little more challenging. Beautiful. We're going to come all the way over onto that elbow, lift up, arch open, please and thank you. And then close it up if you'd like. Back through center. Very nice. Let's go ahead and come back down to a lying down position. Roll yourself down a vertebra at a time. And then once you get there, bring those knees in. Put the right foot on the ground for me and hug that left knee in. Let's straighten out that right leg and flex through the heel. Bring your left knee across towards your right shoulder, but not so far that the left hip comes way up off the ground. So not a big old twist yet. You should feel some stretch in your outer left hip, however, maybe even down the outside of your left thigh. Extend that leg, keep the toes flexed and pointed down, and push your heel up towards the sky, IT band stretch. And you're going to bend that knee and let it cross over for a big full twist. You can look over your left side. Use your right elbow, push back through center, cross your left ankle over that right leg, passive figure 4. And then straighten out that left leg for me, please. Maybe it's a little closer to the ground, a little flatter. Right knee into your chest. Bring it towards your left shoulder. Get that nice cross lateral stretch here. Then we're going to straighten out that leg, turn the toes in, flex through the heel, press that heel to the sky. Feel that stretch all the way down the calf, IT band into your hip, and then bend that knee and full twist. As you press back through center, you use that left elbow to cross that right ankle into your passive figure 4. Let gravity do its thing. And then straighten out your right leg, arms up overhead, point your toes, let that low back lift up off the ground, stretch, and then flex through your heels, flatten your low back against the ground, tuck your hips. And then again, point and reach, and then exhale, tuck and flex. And then you can either roll over onto your side or sit up. We're going to go over to our cat-cow again. You're welcome to unmute yourselves to make animal sounds with me. Hands right underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, and we exhale to cat. And we inhale to cow. And we exhale cat. And we inhale cow. Awesome. Shake those hips out. Give yourself some gratitude for working hard today. Thank you guys for being here. And we're always back if you want to stick around. Hopefully